Veterans Battalion.
What's up, everyone? Veterans Battalion here, live in the war room. I am Adam. This is Roland. And of course, we have motherfucking Colt.
What's up, guys?
Let's kick it off,
Let's
Colt.
kick it off with your intro.
Oh, my intro. 1 battalion, 1 company, 1 team, 1 fight.
That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Fucking awesome. Man, today is amazing. But first and foremost, our mission is to create greatness after service. So what is greatness after service? Greatness after service is overcoming all the obstacles from as soon as you're about to get out to the shit as soon as you do get out. Because I know I had a hard time.
Yeah.
I served with Roland. I know Roland had a tough time. And I watched the struggles of Colt. So we really want to bring vets together and share our stories and whatever we can do to motivate, inspire, and bring badass guests to help you overcome everything you've ever had to overcome after service. That's what we're here for. Which leads us to our amazing guest today, Dennis from Lift for the 22. I want to welcome you to the war room, brother.
All right.
What's up, man?
Hell yeah.
So tell us, man. So where you been, and tell us about your service, bro.
All right,
Well, first tell us, start off by telling everyone what is exactly Lift for the 22.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lift for the 22 is a nonprofit we started about 3 years ago. Myself, Doc Carter, who's a Navy corpsman with 1st Marines, and then his buddy Wade Luthi, who was also with 1st Marines. They served together. We met about 3 years ago at a car show, actually, and Doc had this crazy idea he wanted to help veterans. He wanted to help them get back in shape. He had a brush with suicide himself. He went through a really hard time when he went out. He had a career-ending injury while he was on his leg. So he was in a wheelchair. He was on meds, and then he went through a nasty divorce, and he lost 6 of his guys that he served with to suicide, all within a year. So
Wow.
Suicide, addiction, attempted suicide. He thought about suicide. He went to the VA. He said, "Hey, look, all this shit's happened to me over the past year. I don't know what to do." And they wanted to put him in a rubber room or pack him full of pills, and he's like, this isn't what I need. So he called a buddy of his, another Marine buddy, and he's like, you know what, I'm coming to get you. He drove 2.5 hours to come get Doc, took him to the gym. They went to the gym, they sweat together, and Doc realized that, it was that camaraderie and the fitness that was actually the only thing that was actually helping his situation.
Wow.
So he moved that into basically a hashtag movement, and he just wanted vets to hashtag their workouts whenever they went to the gym, hashtag Lift for the 22. Well, the gym owner, a former SWAT member, Rick Haskell, great guy. He owned the gym that Carter was at the time. And that's right when I met Carter. And, we started talking to Rick about everything. And Rick said, hey, I want to give some gym memberships out here. And so, we just, Carter came up with the idea that why don't we give gym memberships to every vet that we can, every vet that we can find. So we started thinking about that. And then Rick came up with, he's going to give out 22 gym memberships at his gym location. So we had 22 gym memberships available. We started finding veterans to put in those spots. Well, Workout Anytime, the gym that he owned, is a franchise gym. So corporate heard about it and decided they wanted to grow the program with us. And so we went from having one gym with 22 gym memberships to 22 gym memberships at each one of the locations. Wow. And at the time they had like 120 locations. So we went from one gym to 120 gyms overnight. And then from there, we came up with the idea that our mission is every veteran, when they get out, gets a gym membership. So before you even step out of your boots, you're given a package from Lift for the 22. And when you get there, there's going to be a group of vets that are already there working out together, that have already been through the transition back to civilian life. They're going to help you with everything, from where do I get my haircut? How do I do my VA benefits? Where do I get a VA loan for my house?
That's badass.
Or, hey, I'm just having a fucked up day. I need to talk.
So in regards to gym, how did the gym help you when you got out?
Well, the gym, for me, it was a long road to where I'm at now. Like a lot of guys, when I got out, I crave the camaraderie. I crave that bond that we lose when we get out. And for me, I found mine in a bar stool, and I sat on that bar stool for a good 10 years. So I lost my sense of service. I had lost my sense of being. I'd lost my, that integrity that you have with that. And you just want that bond, and you'll find it anywhere, whether it be gambling, women, money, drugs, pick your poison.
Or in
for
your
me,
case,
it was a bar
alcohol,
stool.
right?
Yeah. For me, it was a whiskey bottle.
Yeah.
So, I struggled for years, and then I met Doc, and I finally saw my future. It's all I want to do is continue to serve like we all do. I want to, and now instead of serving the public and the American public, I'm serving my other veterans. Yeah. And they're the ones that really need the help, because, the VA, as you guys all know, the government should be doing this shit for us, but they're not.
Absolutely.
As soon as we're done with service, your money's on the dresser.
Now, going back to yourself, like talking about that battle with alcoholism. What do you think when you initially got into that and found that bar stool? What do you think it was that kind of pushed you over there?
Like I said, it was just trying to find somewhere that I felt I had
Welcomed.
a camaraderie and welcomed. And, you walk in, everybody knows your name. It's like walking into a barracks, everybody knows your name, and it's party times, go times, drink time, because, the Marine Corps makes us professional alcoholics. It's, if you're not drinking heavy, you're not drinking.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So I was an athlete. I was an athlete. Yeah. Right. I didn't smoke cigarettes. I didn't do any of that shit for the Corps. Pretty much, no drinking really. I started smoking a little bit before during the Corps, but I really started smoking when I was in the Corps, because if you didn't smoke, you didn't get a break.
Yeah.
It's like smoking if you got him. If you're not smoking, pick up the e-tool and go dig that ditch or whatever. So, I started smoking and then drinking real heavy. And, the Marine Corps, I was just thinking about this on the way over here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The Marine Corps not only makes you drink, it makes you drink hard. You go out to the bars and your staff sergeants and gunnery sergeants are there calling you a pussy because you're not drinking harder. And you go to your unit the next day and you're getting made fun of because you didn't drink hard enough or you puked or whatever. So it really breeds and
because everything that you do is 150%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Marines don't do anything half-assed, and that includes drinking and women and everything else. So
your PT is 150%. Your drinking is hardcore.
Yeah.
Fucking war is hardcore. And then you get out and it's like,
Exactly.
it's birds and sunshine.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
what do I do? I still stay hardcore, or am I supposed to just be this civilian now?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the problem.
I mean, I can't remember a PFT that I ran that everybody around me didn't reek of alcohol.
Yeah.
So people are puking in the gully.
Yeah.
People are smoking a cigarette right before and right after the freaking run. So it's the way we live.
That was our thing. Thursday field day. You freaking clean your asses off. And then you get off,
and then you go down to
you go
San
hit
Diego.
the bars up, and then Friday morning
and
you have
use
your
my ID. Yep,
you have your company runs.
Man, yeah, it's just so crazy because you go super hardcore, and you're expected to be this person, and then you come out, and all of a sudden you're supposed to act like everybody else, and then you feel different through your friends, through your family. And what's crazy though is people say, thank you for your service, and they look at these old pictures. Like if you go to the VFW museum, you'll see all these pictures of these old guys standing around or whatever. Like, oh, that's Grandpa Joe over there. Well, Grandpa Joe had a cigarette, and he was probably, he just got done drinking a shit ton, and he's just like us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's like, to be in that environment, you have to really adapt to being that kind of person. And then when you come out, you just feel different. That's all.
Yeah. And they give us billions of dollars worth of training to make us the tools they want us to be. They break us down to nothing in boot camp. They rebuild us to what they want us to be.
Yeah.
But they don't do any of that reverse. When you get out, you have all that training, you have all that money they put into you, and then you're just gone. And then everybody around you is gone. All your brothers and sisters are gone. Your support is gone. Your sense of self is gone. Your sense of purpose is gone. Your sense of service is gone. And then you're just stuck in a brand new environment. And a lot of these guys went from mom's tit straight to the government's tit. They've never been an adult. They've never been had to be a civilian before. And what does every Marine out there need in order to accomplish a mission? We need training, we need intel, we need support.
Right.
We're not getting the intel. Nobody tells us what the fuck's going to happen when we get out. We get out and you go through a super little TAPS class and they give you a test. You're like, okay, well, you're going to be a gardener. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But they don't give us any kind of training to get out. They don't give us the tools we need. They don't give us the weapons.
Think about it. You do a 13-week for the Marine Corps, 13 weeks training to get rid of your civilian life and become one of them.
And that's just the basic. It doesn't.
But there's no 13-week. Hey, let me transform you back. You either got to do something.
Week.
Yeah.
1 week.
It's so short, and you literally have to go out there and figure it out.
And like you said, 13 weeks, that's basic training.
Yeah.
You spend the next 4 to 16 years, 20 years getting additional training, making you more and more and more of one way, of one mindset, of a military mindset.
Yeah.
And then when you get out, they literally spend a week telling you, here, take these tests. It's going to tell you what you can be when you get out.
And it's really just so general, and it's like a check in the box. Yeah. It's like they just need to do that just so.
Yeah. Well, the government, they get all their money for while you're in. They don't really care about what you do when you're out because you're not their problem anymore.
Yeah.
So, what's pretty badass though is we met you in Texas, in Woodsboro.
That's right. Disaster relief.
And that's the thing is, you talk about service, and Colt drove his ass down to Texas 3 times in his truck with his own money. But pulling a big ass truck, it was like going 3 times.
Yeah, that's how I met this guy. We were doing disaster relief. I mean, you could probably tell the story a little bit better.
But what I want to talk about is I want to talk about service, because these are someone like him. There's a lot of Dennises out there, right? But no one knows about the Dennises out there. The ones that literally spent fucking months giving to a town that had nothing, and that's like continuing his service.
Oh, he's doing it for free.
And people,
he's traveling all around the country doing this for free.
But that's
these
why
are individuals that you didn't know. You didn't know the citizens of Woodsboro before that happened.
But that's why you're the fucking celebrity. Not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but he does it because
you want to. You know what I mean? Like,
I think there's more people like us, and I know they have other programs for this. What's that one that was out in North Carolina? That gosh darn it, froze up on that one. Was it? It's like some sort of program that like all vets get together and they reach out.
RWB.
Yeah,
red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, and then like or no, that's not the one I'm talking about. But they get together and they do disaster relief together. You have to get
Team
on the
Rubicon.
website. Team Rubicon.
Yeah,
there you go.
Jake Wood over there.
That's badass.
But yeah, it's cool because we found relief with
Yeah.
doing disaster relief and like helping other people, which was
And
awesome.
Jake Wood with Team
Feels
Rubicon, he's a fellow Devil Dog as well,
Yeah.
doing great.
Yeah,
I'm
great
actually
things.
I'm actually registered at Rubicon. I've never done any of the deployments
Yeah.
with them, but so yeah, the disaster relief came about. Dan Ehlerick, from the owner of Grunt Style, after Hurricane Harvey, he just got on a plane and flew down to Texas and just started doing lots of live broadcasts and just started putting a challenge out there, inviting vets to come down to help out. So I went down there and he had a big operation going called Grunt Rescue. And so I ended up actually taking that over for him and running it for him while I was down there. But it was a huge operation. We had, at one point, we had like 80 guys working for us. And then Colt Curtis just shows up at my door one day with one of his giant moving trucks full of hurricane supplies.
Yeah.
A few other Marines and a couple of the guys like, hey, I'm here to help. And so I was like, sweet, get to work.
And I remember that we didn't see the broadcast right there. I remember one night we were watching like the news and it was just showing like people, just their homes completely flooded,
Decimated.
getting around with boats. And we're just like, I remember Adam, he shot me a text and then it evolved into a group thread with Colt. And once you get Colt involved in something, his wheels are spinning 1,000 miles per hour.
Spinning a million
Flights
miles an
are
hour.
booked. Flights
you guys
are
want to know what
booked.
Colt's like? It's
yeah.
his bald head that like doesn't stop. Like once he has a little idea in his mind, he'll call you and he'll turn a little flower into a fucking like a whole nursery or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awesome.
But that's what makes him special, though. That's why you are who you are.
Well, a lot of us, everybody in this room, they, like you said, continuing to serve. And that's something that through Live for the 22, I found purpose again. I found drive. I found sense of service, sense of purpose. And I want to pass that on to other vets. I realized that the gym and the camaraderie, just like Doc Carter, that saved him, it saved me from my own life. It didn't save me from, I had thoughts about suicide, but I got a daughter. I could never check out early. I could never do that to her. But it doesn't mean the thoughts didn't go through my mind. It doesn't mean I didn't have the same mental problems. So getting involved with Live for the 22 is really giving me that direction back. And I want to pass that on to other vets. So, if you're out there and you're struggling, whether it be addiction, whether it be depression, PTSD, it doesn't matter. One of the things you're really missing, if you haven't started connecting with other vets, that's what you need. And it's not like we all get together. I mean, none of us sit around and talk about our war stories. We sit around and talk about normal shit. Occasionally we'll talk about stuff we saw, but it's not like counseling. It's just having that camaraderie. It's having those guys around you. Yeah. Just having the guy stand next to you makes you more comfortable, makes you feel like you're in the place you're supposed to be. And that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to do under the roof of a gym where it's healthy, as opposed to under a bar, or any other thing, which is where we normally find it. So it's been
I think that's like one of our main missions too, that we keep trying to. I think it's too loud.
No,
Good.
I do it especially loud.
Oh, you like it
because you never speak into the mic. So look at right now. You're like 10 feet away.
The mic's like 10 feet away from me.
And I do that just so I know that you're going to be all over the place.
And what's up with these?
Colt,
hold on, what's up with these cords? I think Colt ordered.
I feel like I'm on the flight line.
Yeah, we got all this new equipment.
We told Colt, we said, Colt, let's order together. Let's make this thing nice so we can function great. He goes, I already ordered it.
Yeah.
And then that's what he
And
does.
he's got these
then-
cords that are 500 feet long, like we're broadcasting from Afghanistan, like we're behind the wire, and we need to
if you hear all
transmit
that
the
noise,
signal stateside.
That's Colt moving because he doesn't stop moving either.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're all Marines, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Is it going to be one of those gentle podcasts?
Just in case we
you
have to
know?
run
How
out
many
the door.
Marines does it take to set up a podcast?
Dude, it took us like 15 episodes to master this shit.
Yeah, we're still out there.
And we're
yet.
still not even there yet.
We don't-
We're almost there. But you know what?
whatever.
Fuck
As long
it.
as the message gets out, that's all that matters.
You know what? Because that's the thing is when you get out of service, when you start a business, which is what we all are, business owners, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time.
No one
But I
gives you a
figured out.
fucking manual.
I care about helping people, and B, I want to be a business owner and I want to do things my way and I want to help people, and I'll figure it out along the way. And that's the thing. There's no fucking manual for anything.
I think
You know
that's
what I
the
mean?
one cool thing about being a business owner, not to just decipher off the subject, but you get to help people, you know what I mean? And you can make your own money and you can decide where it goes, like whether that's helping people or putting it back in your own pocket. I me's the cool thing about it. And I think that's probably the thing I like the most about being.
And you're one of the most giving guys I know.
So are you guys, man. But this guy right here, he dedicates a ton of free service time,
Yeah.
and with his nonprofit and stuff like that. But we're just trying to find that way of belonging, and I think having a nonprofit like what he has is a cool out. How hard was it to start? Like when you guys got it all, the nonprofit and everything? Because there's probably some guys out there that are listening. I know we got a pretty big following on it.
We were about as good at starting a nonprofit as you were at buying cables.
So you didn't know anything.
Didn't know anything.
Yeah.
No, we struggled. We kind of banged our head against the wall for about a year trying to get through all the paperwork and everything else without trying, because we're trying not to do it ourselves. And we eventually, bit the bullet and we hired somebody and paid them, a little bit to get us through the process. And the thing about nonprofits is, especially in the veteran space, is it's under such scrutiny right now because there's so many shitheads out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there that are starting a nonprofit, and what they'll do is they'll start a nonprofit and then they'll start a for-profit right next to it. And they'll say like sell clothing or something like that. And that's a for-profit entity. So they'll use the nonprofit to drum up business for the for-profit and put all the money in their pocket. But their for-profit doesn't do shit. They're saying they quote unquote raise awareness or something like this. And, yes, every little bit of awareness for all of our missions is important. But when you're doing it with a side agenda like that, it's really, it's fucked up. So once you get into have the right person handle it, it's super easy. You just got to get in the right person. It's just like when you go get your VA benefits, you got to go to the right doctor. Otherwise somebody's going to screw with you or just give you a hard time. You got to go to the right person. So find a good person that knows what they're doing about nonprofits, and they'll set you up pretty quick. But
so how long did it take you to get your benefits?
I actually next week I go in for my
You're
first appointment.
shitting me.
I've never gone to get a
You're
rating.
fucking
We got
shitting
to hooked
me.
up with Sapien. Jeff.
We do?
Yeah. So
Really?
I've had mental problems and stuff, but I'm a jarhead. Unless I'm fucking on the ground bleeding or arms falling off, I don't think I'm hurt.
And
So
that is pretty much exactly why we do this podcast.
Yeah.
So we can talk to guys like you.
Yeah.
I think,
And
guys,
you
I think
do-
guys just need to hear the truth. Like, because they like other guys, even myself, I used to think, oh, that guy's probably doing really good and he's doing really well. But in the reality, like everyone's dealing with some sort of demon.
No, man. It's,
fighting it.
dude, every day is a struggle.
Yeah.
No, I've been really, really good at hiding my shit, and I've been struggling for years. I struggle with alcoholism. I struggle with depression. I struggle with separation anxiety from being in the Corps. But I don't talk about it. I use alcohol to mask it. And so many guys are out there doing the same thing. And it really took me just over the past, couple of months talking to people and some recent struggles that I've been through to realize that I could actually go to the VA and get help for this. There's actually, you can get a rating just for your alcoholism. And I did. I had no idea.
So what steps are you taking right now to get,
right now I'm an
better?
active member of AA. I surround myself with good people, guys like Colt who are just, driven and they don't use
Definitely.
alcohol as a crutch. And, so many of us use it as a crutch when we get out. We're like, oh, you have a good day, you drink. You have a bad day, you drink. You're fucking bored, you drink. It's like being in the barracks. You fucking drink every day, regardless.
And once you're in, it's so hard to get out.
It is.
So something now
And it's a progressive disease. It started out as, the monkey on your back, as it were. It started out as a cute little monkey from Indiana Jones that you're tossing fucking, prunes to, and then it ends up climbing the Empire State Building by the time you're done. So it's an uphill battle, but I want to, anybody that's out there that's listening to this, taking that first step and really just admitting that alcohol has got more control over you than you wanted to. That's a huge step. When I finally took that step and just put it out to the public and made myself accountable for my own actions, it was a massive relief.
Yeah.
The weight that's lifted off your shoulders, not carrying that around anymore, is just huge. And it's been good for my life. It's been good for the gym. It's been good for my body, my mind. It's everything is so much easier without it. And what's funny about that is that you started using it because everything was hard. And you started using it as a crutch. But once you get rid of it, everything actually gets easier.
Damn. Now for you, that first step, taking that first step, what was like the turning point? Did you have a point where you hit like rock bottom?
Turning point for me, you know, I've hurt myself with it for years, damaging myself and making bad decisions. But it's when I realized that I did something that would affect somebody else greatly, and something that it could cost other people their dreams, and it just wasn't just affecting me. That's you know, like we like to serve others. You know, I like to be selfless. I like to help others. You know, that's why I do disaster relief. That's why I do the nonprofit. So when you start realizing that what you're doing is actually hurting other people, that's when, you know, that was kind of a line in the sand for me. I said, you know, this is no longer just affecting me. This is now affecting the people that I love, and it's going to affect their lives as well. And, you know, at that point, I just had to pull chocks. Yeah.
So for you, was it the vets that you couldn't help out? Was it family? Your daughter?
Yeah, it was family. I don't want to get too much into the actual, you know, things that triggered this, but it was just
as much as you could, as much as you feel comfortable, because
like I said,
the individuals listening, they might be dealing with this. Okay, so I mean, this is fucking
when you wake up a couple times a month going, God damn it, because of what you did the night before, whether it be bank account or actions or, you know, sexual promiscuity, you know, it doesn't matter. A couple times a month, you're screwing something up, you know. And when it's you just screwing up your own life, it's one thing. When you wake up and you realize I've affected somebody else's life in a major fashion, and I could cost somebody else's life to go down the tubes, you know, at that point you gotta face the facts. You gotta look in the mirror and you gotta say, you know, am I willing to take other people down with me because of this? You know, I'm willing to take myself down all day long. I'll beat myself up all day long. But if I take down the people that are around me, you know, that's a different story. And that starts into how am I serving others if I'm taking them down? You know, and so many of us are self-deprecating. You know, so many of us will self-destruct and still want to help others, but you can't really help anybody else if you're not there. If you're not mentally there, and if you're not healthy, you can't help somebody else get healthy.
Because there are a lot of people that rely on you as well, right?
There is, and that was another big factor, is realizing. And you know, when I did finally, you know, say something publicly, it was amazing, just mind-blowing, the amount of support that was out there, the amount of comments, the amount of personal messages that came through, that I realized how many others were struggling, how many others had been in the same spot that I was and got out the other side and said, just keep it up, it gets better, it gets easier, and if life is so much better, you know, on the other side.
So because of you pretty much can say confidently that you've helped other people with their own demons because of what you're going through and the shit that you've
and this has been a short journey for me so far. You know,
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I just started this journey recently, but you know, I moved down to California. I'm from Oregon, and I've been living up there most of my life. But last year I moved down to California to try and stop, you know, this thing from having control of my life, and I've removed myself from the toxic environments. You know, all the circles that I was in up in Portland. It is just that it's a destructive circle. Always, it's like wiping your ass on a hula hoop. Same shit just keeps coming around, you know. And I just
that was actually pretty good.
Wiping your ass.
I've never heard
on a hula hoop.
Wiping your ass on. Okay,
I got a million. They come from my dad.
Yeah.
Just for the people out there, I know there's a lot of people out there that probably think that they don't have anything to give. You know, like, oh, maybe you don't have a lot of money, or you don't have a business, or you don't have a good job, or whatever it is. You know, like you have a purpose. Like I think the purpose is just being alive. You know, and just keeping yourself going. Like to all those veterans out there that are, you know, maybe sitting home, they don't have a lot going on, or they don't feel like they have a lot going on. Yeah. Like they're their own support network. Like they need to get out there and talk to people. And I think the biggest thing that we always talk about is just getting out, go outside.
Well, even, you know, breaking it down, like what Dennis said, just breaking it down like Barney style, when you have, you know, you have that purpose because you have others that depend on you.
Right.
And it can be as little as a son, a daughter. It can be a friend. Like when you realize that people are depending on you and you matter, that shit makes a difference. And that's when you need to step up and you need to do it right. You know, you need to
Marine Corps Leadership 101. You know, you have to be an example. You have to lead by example. Now, you know, it's another thing that prompted me to try and straighten myself out again. It's the first time I straightened myself out was when I went in the Marine Corps. You know, now I'm doing it 20 years later, but I do have a lot of people that look up to me. You know, we have a huge following from the 22. So I do talk to a lot of people. People listen to what I have to say. And I've never really thought about that until I started realizing, wait a minute, is the example I'm putting out there positive or negative? You know, on Facebook and at events and everything, everybody sees all the shiny stuff of Lift for the 22 and all the good we're doing. But if you really delve into my life and if you know me personally, you know, I was I had demons, and I was doing bad stuff when I wasn't on camera or, out at an event or in the gym helping out vets. And you have to realize that you're an example on and off camera. So the people that know you well and the people that see you in a social life, you have to be responsible for your actions to them too. It's not just when the camera's on. It's doing the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. It's integrity. When nobody's looking, you got to do the right thing. Because
a lot of times, even when you're off camera, the individuals that are closest to you, they're watching.
Oh yeah.
And even though people might not be commenting on your shit, they might not be personally telling you, but they're watching. And that's when, that's when you need to do the right thing.
That's right.
Especially, it's hard for me sometimes because every day it seems like there's always something going on with me, like mentally. And I asked Roland, I want to throw the towel in so many times. And you go on the internet or you go on like social media or something, and it's like, man, everyone else has it all together. Like nobody has anything wrong with them. Like, holy crap.
And the truth
my
is
life,
they don't.
My life must suck compared to this guy's life. And you know what? And I have to like kick myself in the ass.
Well, we got to use that. We have to use that. And what you're saying is a valid point. Because we do have people that are watching us, we do have people that follow us. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that we tell them that yes, they're good and they're bad. I'm still human. But you have to take every moment of your life. You have to take and you have to make it worth it. So you have to make sure that the people that are following you see that yes, I struggle too. Yes, I'm human, but this is how I got through it. And you have to spread that to other people. You can't just hold it in.
Yeah, absolutely. I just I never want to go on there and be like, you ever see, this is kind of funny. Not really off topic, but those people that go on social media and they're like, today was a shitty day. And then they put ... And then they wait for like, oh, Sally, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Fishing.
Like, come on, man. Like, seriously? That's kind of a side topic.
Yeah,
but
nice. I read Dennis's I think it was like a few days ago or a week ago when you talked about, I think, your challenges and struggles with alcoholism, which was awesome. I mean, that was like...
That's a huge step, man.
Just huge.
Just accept
because
something
being
like
vulnerable
going on with yourself. Being vulnerable is something that I think as veterans, we're not good with dealing with.
Because we don't want to sound like the guy that's bitching about something.
Yeah, you want to say like I'm bitching, about something.
Like
there's something wrong with me. It's like, no, there's not something wrong with you. You're voicing what you feel inside, and you got to get over it. You got to make it better. And that comes with being around.
And that's that suck it up devil dog mentality, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And it comes to a point where you can't do that anymore.
And we've talked about this before. And I think the number one way of getting over it, since we're talking about that, is your thoughts. Your thoughts. Your thoughts are everything. So if you think positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts, you're going to have positive results, right?
Right.
So if you literally just try to think that, and I posted something on my social media about that. I read a story, and I think it was actually from Andy Frisella. So I watch him a lot. He's very inspiring.
No, Andy's the best.
He just says how it is. There's no sugarcoating. Reminds me of a Marine, but he's not. I don't think he was ever in the service. But great guy, by the way. Follow him.
He'd have been a great drill instructor, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Amazing. Yeah. But anyways, he always talks about if you took one positive thought and you multiplied that times so many other positive thoughts, and then throughout the day, all you thought about was positive thoughts. And if you thought about that for 24 hours, if you got through 24 hours of only positive thoughts, negative thought enters your mind, you kick it out. Just like, kick it out. Don't ever let it in your mind. He's like, the amount of results you would have by the end of the day would be phenomenal because your mind's always thinking positive. You have no way of like turning anything down. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Any opportunity.
In your mind, if you think negative shit's going to happen. If you think positively, positive shit will happen.
And it's hard, man. And it's hard to think positive all the time. It really is.
It's hard as fuck.
That shit is not easy.
It is hard.
It's not
because
easy.
you're filled with social media, shit on the news,
all
kinds of stuff.
Which brings me to my point, which is why when I give Roland a call and I'm like, man, this is shitty. And he has to fucking square me away like every day almost. And then either it's me squaring him away or he's
back and forth. It's a two-way street.
And that's why you have to have someone.
Like a battle buddy.
It's like the fucking buddy program. Yeah. You know what I mean? Did I just say buddy fucking program? No, you got to have like the buddy program where seriously, you have someone like Colt will call me and talk for 20 minutes about one thing. And they'll be like, but I listen to him. And then at the end, I give him the positive advice that he needs. And that's what we're here for each other, man. Like, you really need that shit.
And that's that camaraderie that, you have on, when you're on active duty that you need to find when you get out. You need to find the group of individuals, or even if it's one or two that you can go to and bounce shit off of. When you're down, you need to fucking let them know that the stuff that you're dealing with, they're challenging with, and someone that's going to help you out. That's going to
don't isolate. Isolation's a killer. You know, I had a great conversation. So we're on a national tour right now with Lift for the 22. Every month we're in a different city. So we go to these cities, we do a fitness event. Because one of the things we always did together, it doesn't matter what your MOS was. I was a pogue. I don't know, I'm fine to admit that. But I was a good pogue. I dealt with drones. You know, I told the grunts what was over that hill so you guys didn't have to send bodies over there and waste them. So I'm fine with being a pogue. But I had a conversation with a guy and we were talking about PT. And, you know, PT is what you do no matter what your MOS is. Everybody gets up and does morning PT. Everybody does a PFT. Everybody gets out and does it. So we go out to these cities. We do a fitness event at a local supporting gym. We get together, we sweat together, then we bring in local and national resources to have a little resource fair so that after the fitness event, veterans and their families could walk around, get information for who's supporting them locally and national support. And another thing we do is we create a private Facebook page for each state. Mm-hmm. So it is a private Facebook page closed just to veterans in that state. It gives them a spot where they can go and they can talk. They don't have to worry about snowflakes. They don't have to worry about politics. You know, they can get together. They can talk about everything. We did it up in Portland with our first gym, and it's amazing. There's probably 190 people on that page right now, and I'd say a good 40 of them get together and talk all the time, every day. They're talking about, hey, I need to go do shoulders today. Who wants to come with me? Or I need help moving this weekend. Or I'm just having a fucked up day. I need to go, you know, sit down and talk to somebody. And they get together and they're there. They support each other. And that's what it's about. It's about bringing us back together outside when you're out of the boots, staying connected. And the conversation I had with this gentleman, it was at a place called the Veterans Cafe. And it was in Myrtle Beach. And you walk in, it's like a military museum. It's amazing. There's this shit imagine a TGIF, but it's all military shit. You know, so it's all uniforms and stuff, people that donated them, and started talking about this guy, and he was a Vietnam vet, and he actually did Korea as well. But he said, what's going on with you guys? What's up with your generation? Why are you guys all off at each other? You know, he's like, and I said, well, I think the biggest thing is that, you know, when you guys got out, there was VFWs and there was American Legions, and you guys all got together and you stayed together. And yeah, it probably wasn't the healthiest outlet. You guys were all sitting on a bar stool, you know, down on whiskey and straight scotch and talking to each other, but you stayed together. Yeah. You know, you were there and you supported each other when you got out. Our generation, we get out, we're so disconnected. You know, there's no VFW for us. And we could go into VFW and you walk right the fuck back out. Because you walk in, a reach of smoke, some guy's in there with 20 pins on his hat. He's going to tell you the same story 30 fucking times. And I have no problem with that. I love vets. I'll sit there and listen to a vet story all day long. But our generation is just not the same way. You know, they're so disconnected and they're so me. Yeah, there's a generational gap.
And the resources. It's like you said, the atmosphere, that shit, we just don't vibe with that type of atmosphere.
We're a lot more high speed, low drag. Those, you know, we don't want to just go into a dark bar and sit there and talk to somebody. You know,
if we'll stay in a VFW, probably the only reason is because they're offering $1 or $2 drinks, and we don't have money. So
our generation, you know, our generation needs a VFW. We need something like that. The Hells Angels, shit. I mean, they were started. You know, guys coming back from Vietnam, they wanted to stay together. They wanted to stay bonded. You know, so many biker clubs started that way. It's just trying to find that camaraderie when you get out. And our generation doesn't have that. So guys are getting out, they're isolating, they're picking up a bottle, women gambling, and they're checking out early.
So where do you think the VFW is going to go? Because
shitter.
Those generations, I mean they're not going to be here.
I talked to a couple VFWs up in Portland. There used to be like 7 chapters just in Portland, in the city of Portland. Metro area for VFW. And now last time I checked, there was 2 with 1 closing down. So there was just going to be 1, you know, their funding's gone. All their members are dying, you know, and they're not refurbished. They're not replenishing it with younger stock. So they're dying on the vine. And if we don't figure out a way to get the younger generation into the VFWs, that they're going to die, you know, they're just going to dry up, you know, they're not going to have any money.
I mean, I personally met, I used to belong to the VFW out here and see me, and those guys are amazing guys. But the problem is it is that older mentality of everything. And I think really, I remember when I got there, they're like, oh, someone young. And they're like, can you bring some more young guys? And I'm like, really? I'm young? That's cool. Thanks. You know? But
it's like the hot chicks, bringing the hot chicks into the club.
When the hot chick But I don't know. I do feel, the thing is though, is like when I go in there, you know, I know they brought in some cool music and stuff, and they're trying to like revamp it. I just like being around other Marines, other vets. It's a cool thing. You just feel that instant connection of brotherhood. It would be cool to keep the dream alive, maybe just fine tune it to accommodate today's standards of fucking people. You know?
Now, is that kind of the vision that you're going with Lift for the 22? Like trying to fill in that void, that gap?
Absolutely. I mean, we don't have a clubhouse to meet in, but we have gyms, and there's gyms in every city.
But gyms are better than bars.
Gyms are way better than bars.
So
I got, what if you
hotter chicks?
Hey, you don't see yoga pants over there in VFWs.
I got an idea. What if you took all the VFWs and you put a gym in them? Because they all have that big rec room.
No.
I know it sounds crazy. No, a free gym.
It's not going to, that atmosphere, it's going to be like the atmosphere that we're talking about with the bar.
Dude, I would use it,
because
man. Honestly,
I know you would. You're kind of crazy.
I would use it.
You'd walk in and I'd be like, all right, I can either work out or
then go have a shot
or there's a fucking bunch of beer right next to me. I'm going to take the beer.
I'm telling you right now, I think that would be a great idea.
Ideally, not having it in a bar, I think, is better, just because I think so many of us misuse alcohol as a crutch. But not everybody has struggles like I do. Some people can go out and have a few and be good. Not everybody's afflicted with the disease. Mine's generational. The last 4 generations of my family gone. Liver's toast. So I knew going in that I shouldn't mess around with alcohol, but I did. And I'm paying for it now. But not everybody has that problem. So it's not like we can't meet in gyms. We have a lot of our Lift for the 22 events at gyms. At bars. We'll go to the bar, we'll set up a table, we'll sell some t-shirts, spread some awareness, and meet other vets and invite them to the gym, buy them gym memberships. The bar is not necessarily a bad thing, but I think that the generation needs to get away from making that a place where we meet. But I like your idea about putting a gym in every VFW.
I'm not even talking about a full gym. I'm just talking about a weight rack. Something.
No, absolutely. And if a lot of the vets that we come across don't want to go to public gyms. These are guys that don't want to be around normal people anyways. They don't mind being around other vets, but they don't want to be around snowflakes and people that are going to give them shit for being a veteran. So they don't even go. Like, one of the big problems we had with Lift for the 22, our first 2 years, we gave away over 3,000 gym memberships. And then last year we did a survey, just kind of basically tested the waters of seeing how our guys are using them and how well it's doing. And unfortunately, we found out that over 90% of our veterans weren't using the gym memberships regularly that we gave to them. Some of them had used them once and then never again.
So do you feel like it's something where if something's given to someone, they don't appreciate it? And
I think it's
they have to earn it themselves.
It's a combination of a couple different things. I think number one, free is not considered valuable. It's not valued. So
can you require some sort of like they got to give back somewhere? Or?
Yeah, we've changed it around a little bit. So what we did was we went from I think the biggest problem with our program was that we got so big so quick. And then we gave all these gym memberships out, but 3,000 gym memberships spread across America isn't shit. They're so far away from each other. Our program is designed to take a group of veterans, put their hands in each other's hands, and say, "You guys support each other. And here's your gym membership. Do it in the gym, and do it outside of the gym. That's fine. Just as long as we connect. That's really all we care about."
So amazing, dude. But that's so fucking cool.
It's it's an amazing program. It's an amazing idea, but it's going to take time, and it's a numbers game. Like when you open up a gym, part of the actual business plan is that over 80% of your people are not going to use their gym membership regularly or at all. They buy your gym membership, like, I got a gym membership, put the key tag on my chain and all that, and then they don't go. But that's part of an actual business plan when you open up a gym. If everybody had a gym membership, actually showed up at the gym at once, nobody could get in. So we thought we would have a better ratio, since it's vets helping vets. It actually ended up being worse. It was actually a worse ratio. And I think the biggest problem there is that we weren't connecting the veterans together because they were so spread apart. You got 300 guys in Texas and 300 guys in Nebraska, but they're so far spread out that they can't help each other. And if you
build off of each other,
it's like a bunch of Lance Corporals out there running around with a freaking loaded gun. You got to get them together. You got to give them some direction. So once you get them together, and the gyms that we have, that's what we always recommended. Finding at least 3 or 4 other vets. If you want a gym membership from us, find 3 or 4 other vets that are going to work out with you. We'll get you all gym memberships, and you all work out together. But when you give one here,
put it in the effort to go find 3 other guys.
But when you put one vet here, one vet there, one vet there, one vet there, they're not connected and they're not supporting each other, and that's what you need.
And now you have a fire team. Look out for each other, holding each other accountable, kind of like the shit you do in your morning gym group. You guys call each other out when someone doesn't show up. And that's what you need. You need to at least do it for 21 days to make it a habit. And then it becomes
I hold
a
you
lifestyle.
accountable. You hold me accountable. Yeah. Look at this motherfucker's arms. I have to fucking work out every day just to try to look like half of him.
I know. I'm feeling like a freaking little bitch in here. I'm not a small guy either.
So, no, it's good though. And more importantly though, aside from the physical aspect, because I'm hurting. I'm I'm rated with the VA and my body hurts like crazy, but it's more of the mental. If you don't do it mentally, A, you didn't accomplish your first task of the day. B, your mind just feels negative. Like if I don't go and I'm not like working, you gotta work that.
Yeah, you got to be productive. You know, idle hands are the playground stuff, or idle hands are the devil's playground. And so many guys, when we get out, you know, they take the famous 6 months off of the gym. I'm going to take 6 months off. I deserve it. You know,
I deserve it.
I worked hard for however many years I was in the Marine Corps.
Get your ass back in there, man.
Days off, bro. I hate taking a day off.
But it's you know, it snowballs, and that 7 days turns into 7 weeks, turns into 7 years.
No, because you know what? When you don't go to the gym, it triggers other bad things.
Yeah.
Oh, let me eat like shit. Oh, I'm eating like shit. Let me just have that beer. Yeah. Oh, I just had 1 beer. Let me have 6. It's all good.
Yep.
I'll start again tomorrow. And then
I'll work it off in the gym tomorrow.
And then tomorrow comes, and then you do the same thing over again and over again. Yeah, so it's a lifestyle.
And we are, you know, we're with a militant mindset, you know, we're creatures of habit. You know, we like doing the same thing over and over again and doing it well. Yeah. Well, when you get in the habit of drinking and partying and not going to the gym and not eating well, it becomes a habit, and then you start doing that really well. Mm-hmm. You know, we, like you said, we do everything 150%, and that includes shitty stuff.
When you're younger, you can recover better. And now when you're older, it takes days to recover. Look at he's like, yeah.
You asked what really
Dennis, how old are you?
Fueled my decision to get sober. A lot of it was the hangover. So, you know, my shit would last 3 days.
Dennis, how old are you?
I'm 44.
You're 44?
Yeah.
Dude, once you hit 35, man, just woo.
Yeah.
I want to say something I just recently saw. If you guys separate your body from your mind, and then you say, your body says, I don't want to do this today, right? Let's just, because we're talking about the gym. I just heard this and it really made sense to me. Yeah. Your body says, I don't want to get up this morning and go to the gym. My body's sore. I can't do it, whatever. Well, your body doesn't get to decide. Your mind does, right? So you got to tell your mind.
Your mind tells your body what to do. Your mind
tells your body what to do. Okay. So yeah, take it like that. If you're feeling like you're feeling like crap, I can't do this today. Man, this just sucks. Why do I got to get up? I could just lay in bed, or, you know, I just ate food that just doesn't go right with me. No, your mind tells your body what to do. If your body says, I can't do something, you say, get up and do it. I need to get up. Because you're getting up. Get your ass up right now.
Because if you let your mind fuck you that one time, then it's going to do it over and over and over again.
You just make it a habit. You get up. No matter how you feel, you get up, you get it going, you get it done.
But
you do it.
But that's discipline. That's the building blocks. That's the basics
it's basic
success.
It's basic. It's simple, but it's not fucking easy.
And it goes back to that positivity that we were talking about. You got to find something that's positive. So for me, I actually watch other people's videos and podcasts. I listen to podcasts and stuff. Jocko's a big motivator of mine. He's a Navy SEAL down in San Diego. He'll put something and it'll say 0336, go after it or get after it or something, you know. And it's like, like, man, this guy's he's getting up at 3:30 in the morning just to work that, you know. And I've been trying to work on that to get up even earlier, but it's a little difficult for me. But he always talks about that too. You know, you tell your mind tells your body what to do. Your body doesn't get to decide. It gets its ass up and it goes and it fucking does what you need it to do that day. So I just want to throw that out there.
That's like, I don't know. I personally work out with music. When I don't have music, I'm just not focused. Do you think my body listens to music? It's not my body doesn't listen to music. My mind listens to music, and it tells my body what to do.
The strongest muscle in your body is your brain.
Triggers.
Yeah. Dude, your mind just tells you to do everything. You're either mentally strong or you're not. And if you're not, then you're going to fucking pay the price.
And just recently, I've been doing that, just so you guys know. Over the last 3-4 weeks, I've been telling my mind to tell my body what to do. Like, I know it sounds kind of crazy to think about it, but if you really get down to the details, man, it changes everything. It really does. No, I'm going to go do this. Damn, I'd rather sit down on the couch. Nope, I'm going to go do this because I have to. I have to do that. And it's right there.
So you have two sides of your brain. You have your internal and your external. And as far as dialogue goes, in your internal dialogue, you know, you say it, you think in your head all day. But if you actually verbally say it, a different part of your brain processes it. And it makes it easier for you to actually do stuff. So I do the same thing. When I'm laying in bed in the morning and the alarm goes off and I'm supposed to go to the gym and I sit there, I will actually yell at myself to get out of the gym, like out loud, yell at myself. And it helps. It helps. It's almost like, you know, it's like the DI standing above your rack saying, get the fuck up.
You know, it sounds crazy, but I always used to wonder why Nike says just do it. And if you just fucking actually
think about it,
just do it. Like it actually, it actually makes sense. Yeah. Like really just fucking do it. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, that's the way I think. So, but man, dude, thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. You're an amazing human being, fucking badass Marine, and what you're doing outside of service just shows how fucking great of a person you are. So, I want to say thank you for that. And
for those that are listening, how do they find out about you?
There you go. So liveforthe22.net is the website right now. It's usually a .org, but we went through some hosting changes, and the guys who own our old website are being bitches and want to charge us a bunch of money. So we just changed to a .net. We're still a registered nonprofit. We're still in great standing. We're doing a national tour. So you can go to liveforthe22.net. It's all spelled out, the number 22.net. You can also go to our Facebook, follow us. You'll see updates on all the tours and our videos. We got some great videos online of the tour stops that we've already had.
Some badass shirts too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we have a full,
my favorite tank top, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have a full clothing line. All that money goes right back into, helping the vets get gym memberships, connecting vets nationwide. Check out our tour stop. Our next one is going to be in Boca Raton this month on the weekend of the 20th. So on 4/20, we'll be in Boca Raton doing a fitness routine, fitness workout. And
what state is that?
Sorry,
Florida.
Boca Raton, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And here, I'm going to
Google
bring
it.
this up here real quick and give you the name of the gym and everything. So yeah, what we're doing there, it's going to be a big one. We're going to have probably anywhere from 300 to 500 people at the fitness event, and then we're bringing in resources from everywhere so the veterans can get more information on what kind of organizations are supporting them locally. It's going to be at Evolution Fitness in Boca Raton. They're one of our partners. It's a great gym. And these gyms are amazing. They approach us and say, hey, we really want to host one of your events. And they step up, they spread word about the event. They donate gym memberships to us. So when we're at these events, we always try to give out a gym membership right there on the spot. We gave one away. Yeah, our very first stop actually was at Molon Labe CrossFit in Ohio. And there was this gentleman, former Army dog and a former power lifter, and he was doing great, and he was around to the vets, and he was doing great, and then he just had this one thing after the other happen in his life with his family and his job and his friends, and it just drove him down onto the ground and just beat him down. And he came out to the event, and we ended up giving him a gym membership, and he just he broke down crying in our arms, and it was it was so strong to see that what he was going through, coming back and being around vets and having the vets give him something like that was so powerful. And now he's back to the gym every day. He's doing amazing. He's back to work. And it's really, things like that are what we're trying to do nationwide. And there's no reason. There's a gym in every city. There's veterans in every city. Let's get connected. Let's get into the gym. Let's get back, mentally and physically strong again. Oh, yeah. Helps you deal with, when you're physically strong, helps you deal with your mental shit. Working out releases serotonin. It's a natural antidepressant. It makes you feel good. And when you feel good mentally, you feel good, or physically, you feel good mentally.
And you got to keep moving. Got to keep moving.
Yeah. So go to liveforthe22.net, like us on Facebook, share it with all the veterans. Even if you're not a veteran and you're listening to this, everybody knows a veteran. Your mom, your brother, your cousin, your whatever. So share it with them. Hopefully we can reach these guys, because we want to be preventative medicine. Our whole goal is to get to these guys before they even go down the road of self-destruction and isolation. So as soon as you get out of the service, we want to give you a gym membership. We want you to get out of the vets, stay positive, stay on the up, because we accomplish when we're in. Then when we get out, a lot of us slowly decline. We want to keep that arrow going up. We want you to succeed in life, just like you did in the Marine Corps or whatever branch you served in. It's stuff like
success after service, right there.
Absolutely, success after service. Colt Curtis here owns a moving company, and he hires as many vets as possible and military inspired movers. And stuff like that is what we need. We need vets supporting other vets. We are strongest together. There's absolutely no reason that we shouldn't be supporting each other when we get out.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, brother, for being here. And remember to like and share this episode. And Veterans Battalion is out.
Thanks for listening and serving. Please take the time to leave a review on iTunes to get this podcast heard. Veterans Battalion.